Ella, thank you for joining us. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm good. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How do we describe technically facilitated femicide or gender based violence?
Asanda, there's many definitions, but I think if we just understand what technology facilitated gender-based violence is, it is referring to any act involving the use of information communication technologies or digital tools, such as your telephone, your navigation systems, your trackers, your tracking devices, that perpetrates, supports, or intensifies a harm. And this harm can be psychological, it can be physical, it can be sexual, it can be economical. Uh, it can impact the rights and freedoms, violate rights and freedoms of a person, and potentially lead to significant adverse outcomes.
How has the problem of gender based violence moved from physical spaces to now digital ones? How did we get here?
I think if we understand technology has it's been evolving rapidly, as we can see in the world, globally, in South Africa, in Africa. It's really been evolving. And there's lots of positives to technological advancements. It drives societal change, it drives progress. And we saw the vital support it enabled during COVID-19. But this technology, together with all the progress and the advancements, comes with a lot of challenges, and it enables societal issues. It allows people to now stalk more. It allows people to track more. It enables the violence that was generally, I think, if it was within the home environment or in the personal domain, it now permeates through other areas, and you can these people are able to then track their victims, so to speak, from anywhere in all spaces. So
Mm.
that's how it is actually transgressed from just being in a physical personal domain. Now it permeates through every aspect of a person's life.
So, which are the main vehicles or platforms then used for digital femicide, and what are the unique dangers they pose in terms of the digital space to women?
I think the main platforms is cyber stalking. I think people are using their mobile phones more, and the internet and email and platforms such as your social media platforms. The cyberbullying has really, really increased, and this leads really to psychological impact. It leads to harassment. It leads to physical harm. There's also doxing, and doxing is mainly revenge porn, uh, and this can lead to reputational damage, in some instances, suicide.
And that's another question then the psychosocial impact on the survivor that this type of gender based violence has.
It's massive. It's absolutely massive. The person goes into severe anxiety, severe depression. The person withdraws from society, is afraid to go out, to mingle, to become social. It has a massive impact.
South Africa's femicide rate is rated at 5 times more than the global average. How does it fare on this specific type of this digitally or technically facilitated femicide? Do we have figures?
Unfortunately, I don't have figures specifically on femicide, but I can give you some stats. Let me see. I think if I look at the stats from 2023, it has significantly increased. In 2023, the CGE reported 21% of women experiencing physical abuse by a partner, um, and 51% face some form of GBV. This year, the SAPS stats shows 969 murders of women between January and March 2025, 11,000 rape cases. This is, of course, probably only reported cases, and from January, that is from January to March of 2025. And then 11,000 rape cases reported, and then 15,000 assault cases. I don't have the specifics in terms of femicide, but we do see an increase in it in the country. Recently, we saw acts of performative violence where we saw the femicide of the late Gaugelo Morata. And this performative violence is also another area of significant concern.
You mentioned revenge pornography. I think you said it's doxing or doxing.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
How prevalent is this issue of revenge pornography? This is something that one may be embarrassed to expose because of shame. So, is that a challenge as well in measuring its prevalence and getting those accurate
Mhm.
figures?
Very much so, very much so. You have, especially young females, um, where the revenge porn is used to harass and to to emotionally harm them. The sensitive information targets these individuals. Um, And this is where we say that data is available, is freely available. Everyone has data, and we need to be mindful of how we put our data out there. So young girls are then scared, they are silenced with this kind of images that is shared on platforms. It happens in schools, it happens at universities, it happens everywhere. And it doesn't only happen with youngsters, it happens with adults as well. So people are then afraid to come out, talk about it because of the potential reputational damage and harm. It leads to severe emotional, psychological stress. Um, and in some instances, we've seen suicide and attempted suicide.
It's horrible. Let's talk on cyber stalking as one of the ways that technology facilitated femicide or gender based violence plays itself out. How do we look out for cyber stalking? What are the signs to look out for where you can now say it's no longer a normal in conversation I'm having with this person digitally, or it's not a good interaction, it's not healthy at this point?
I think first and foremost, if you know the person and you are uncomfortable with the person and they are reaching out to you in any which way and you try to stop it, um, that's your first red flag. And if the person does not stop immediately. Secondly, if you don't know the person and they are making comments or their advances towards you that you are not comfortable with. I think everybody has a feeling of what is comfortable and what is uncomfortable. If something is not sitting well with you and you see that this is not the direction you want it to go, your immediate red flag is, I need to talk about this. I need to share this with somebody. Um, and I think that's where we need to start. We start seeing people then sending emails or WhatsApp messages, which is very prominent nowadays. And then on Facebook, on all sorts of social media, where people are then reaching out to their victims and stalking. And if you see that messages or emails or pictures, anything that is not sitting well, is unsettling for you, it's an immediate red flag.
The recently held Wempira, which was part of Women's Month campaigns, it was titled Digital Shadows, Deadly Realities and Unpacking Technology Facilitated Femicide in South Africa. How important are such gatherings in tackling the problem, and do we see enough of them?
I think it's really, really important, especially to highlight technological facilitated GBVF as it is becoming so prevalent in our society. I think youngsters and people need to become more aware of it. Um, I'm not so sure. I think we have started at the NWU, and I would believe that other universities are doing the same. But I would think that it should be in schools. It should be everywhere. Everyone should be talking about it. Because we need to find a way in which we educate people on what this is all about and how to stop it. What are the red flags? What to look out for, and how to report such instances. To have these open conversations, especially with young people, have open conversations with their parents, maybe their teachers, to reach out and to say these are the kinds of things that are happening. Um, it is really important that we have. And I do think that academics and researchers also now need to spend more time researching TFGBVF and coming out with strategies to look at targeted interventions.
How do perpetrators get caught then? Because those in the digital spaces often operate in anonymity. So, what does the law provide for as well, as far as that's concerned?
You know, Asanda, this is where the challenge arises. And until a case is registered and until the police become involved, it becomes challenging because how do you gain access to their information, whether it's a computer or a telephone? So you have to register a case, open a case and start investigating in order for them to find out what the IP addresses are on the emails and get the telephone information, etc.
And also with the internet, it operates without borders. So, what stronger frameworks are needed then for cooperation with international bodies?
You know, Asanda, we don't actually have how do I say? There isn't a law uh, that there isn't cooperative laws, shall I say, for cross-border technological facilitated GBV. There isn't cross-border such laws, but South Africa is working with the SADC regional. We work with the SADC regional strategy, and this strategy and framework of action. But I do think that we need to push government to start looking at cross-border conventions, agreements to ensure compliance beyond borders. At this stage, I can't say that there is one or
Art-
any.
yeah, artificial intelligence is another technological advancement that we're seeing happening a lot.
Correct.
Does it contribute further to this issue?
100%. Deepfakes, artificial intelligence is becoming very, very prevalent. Imaging deepfake images of people and referring again to the revenge porn, doxing, that kind of thing, it's becoming very prevalent.
Doctor, thank you so much again for your time. We're going to leave it there for today. Yeah, we need lots of education on this issue, especially for the
100%.
young girls.
Thank you, Asanda, and thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. Dr. Vedhna Dayanand-Lalla is a gender specialist and lecturer at the Faculty of Health Sciences at South Africa's Northwest University. And this is part of our gender-based violence focus. We do this every Tuesday after the economics news on Rise and Shine.
Mornings made better.